then it then came forward to say that we have to give like 2,100 euros to him, and he was like, yeah, if you don't have it, there's nothing I can do about it. You already signed the contract. So once my husband lands, he's going to be suing him. He came back to ask for five-star ratings on the website where he posts his apartment. All our savings were, I was working in the bank then, so I was just, as the money was coming in, I was converting it to euro, or it was dollar. I opened a dollar account for him and I was converting it to dollar, and I gave him the card. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Evelyn. If you're new here, welcome. If you see my face for the first time, welcome. If you're not, if you're a regular watcher of my videos, thank you so much for tuning in, for sticking with me. Like I said in my previous videos, I think I'm getting back to filming back, and yeah, it's getting better. So today I'm going to be gisting you guys like something that happened 6 years ago. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I think you should. I'm going to put my Instagram name somewhere down here. So exactly 1 week ago made it 6 years that my husband arrived in Berlin, in Germany. On days leading up to the days, we started remembering and thanking God, you know, how far God has brought us and the things that happened during that time. So yeah, 2017 was a really fast year for us, basically because of the fact that we were supposed to get married like later in 2017, later like November was the date we had in our head. We did our introductions in January, and then by May my husband got the job offer. Of course, he's been interviewing, and then we had to move our wedding date forward. So we had to got the offer by I think April, May, and then by June we had to do our court wedding, and we had to fix our church wedding for August, and he had to travel 7 days after our church wedding. And this was the reason why we did not really have a very big wedding, because all our resources, all our savings were directed towards his travel, and then yeah, spending at least the first 30 days before his first salary comes in. So all our savings were, I was working in the bank then, so I was just, as the money was coming in, I was converting it to euro, or it was dollar. I opened a dollar account for him and I was converting it to dollar, and I gave him the card basically. So however, when he confirmed that he already got the offer, we started looking for apartments, you know. So he got one, and then the guy did a viewing for him, I think on Zoom or WhatsApp, or I think it was Skype, and then he saw the apartment and it was fine. It was a furnished apartment. You just move in, basically everything is there except for a washing machine, which I was not happy about. So yeah, and then he sent the contract, and my husband signed the contract and sent it back to him. They agreed on the rate or the monthly rent, you know. And all of a sudden, when the contract was already signed, the guy then came back to say that okay, when my husband lands, he has to give a deposit of 2,100 euros, if I understand well about that amount, which is normal. Really, it's a normal thing in Germany. When you rent an apartment, you give a deposit, which is likened to what we call caution back in Nigeria. So but here in Germany, your caution is you give a deposit of 3 months rent to your landlord, which, let's not even go into that. Landlords try not to give you the whole money when you're moving out. The ideal thing would be for you to get back the money when you're finally moving out of the apartment, but that usually does not happen. Yeah, that's just for another day really. So however, by law, that amount, because it's usually huge rents, it goes into thousands of euros, no matter how little your apartment is. Well, maybe except for student apartments. But if you're paying, even if your rent is 500 euros, times 3 is 1,005 upfront, you know. And so by law, you are allowed to pay this instrumentally in a period of 3 months when you already move in. But because landlords capitalize on the fact that, especially for immigrants, we are new. You don't know the law, you don't know what's obtainable, so you just go ahead and you vomit the whole amount, which has happened to us twice. Apart from this this one I'm talking about, it happened on our last apartment with our last landlord before moving here. So basically, back to my story. That was a little rant. So, and then it then came forward to say that we have to give like 2,100 euros to him. And my husband was like, oh, you didn't tell me that. He was like, yeah, it's something that is normal. Luke was like, okay, maybe I'm not sure I have that type of money right now. And he was like, yeah, if you don't have it, there's nothing I can do about it. You already signed the contract. I cannot put the apartment back on the website because I'm saying what he said basically, and he was like, he's going to be sued if he does that. It's not allowed because he already pulled it down. He cannot put it back up. And so once my husband lands, he's going to be suing him with it. A lawyer is going to be waiting for him at the airport. Basically, that's what he said. He said there's going to be a lawyer and maybe a jailer at the airport. At this point, I was like, thank you very much. Okay. We're just getting married, right? And I know in Germany that it's just too risky. Don't go, let's just stay here. We're fine, like we are really good, we are growing our careers and all that, we'll be fine, you know. And it was like, no, let me go, let's see how it goes. We're not seeing how it goes, we are staying. So basically we prayed about it, and then we spoke to some people. He also spoke to a friend that lives here in Germany, and the guy was like, okay, no problem. Because of the fact that my husband got to Berlin the first day of work, he resumed 1st of September, which was the first day of his contract. So he had to go from the airport straight down. His flight was overnight. He landed and he went straight down to his office. So his friend came at the close of work, and then they went to the guy's house. I think at that point we've been able to gather the amount, and we were able to pay the guy off, and we were able to pay the deposit amount that he asked for basically. And now looking back at the experience we had with the guy, I think that, I don't know, maybe he was just trying to protect his end, he was trying to protect himself. I quite understand that part, but really, maybe as an immigrant, I tend to be more empathetic. It's really for people that are just moving to a new country. It's a different ballgame. Even to a new city, really, it's not something that is quite easy. And then now forcing the hand of people when you know that this is happening because of the fact that they are not really informed about the things that are happening or the things that are obtainable, is quite really. And yeah, what do you guys think? Looking back, we just smile and just thank God for how far God has brought us, because even during the apartment we had to stay there for 6 months, and between September to end of February, and I came in November, and at the point that I came in by the end of November, it was almost Christmas. So by December, he started telling us that we need to start getting ready to leave the apartment. And then by end of December, January, he started bringing people to the apartment, and most of them, I remember, maybe after church or maybe on a Saturday, he would have sent a message to my husband to say that he's coming over with some potential renters of the apartment, and would have to leave the apartment basically, because we don't expect that. It was just disrespectful for us to be in the apartment and people are checking the apartment. It's not as if you're the one that wants to sell the apartment, because that's happened. I've seen that happen before, where it's different if you are the one who wants to sell your apartment and people are coming to view it, but you are a renter and people are now coming to view the apartment while you're still living here. There, your towel is there. So we try to like arrange our stuff. Maybe arrange the bed so that your underwears are not showing, bathrooms and all that, so that it's still kind of conducive for the people that are coming to view. And then when we get back, it's just so the curtains are drawn open, the chairs are open, the kitchen. Thankfully by February we actually got 2 off. At the end of February, I personally went to give him the keys with bombastic side eye. I'm kidding, but yeah, just remembered minutes after I finished filming this video that the guy, after our contract ended with him, he came back to ask for five-star ratings on the website where he posts his apartments. 5-star. You should be happy that there's something like 0-star. Yeah, we were able to move. That was in 2018, and yeah, so I posted it on my Instagram and on my WhatsApp status, and people were like, oh, we'd like to hear the gist. So here's the gist. What would you have done in that type of situation? Maybe someone was threatening to sue you, and especially in a new place where you're just moving to and you don't really know so many people, you don't know what's obtainable. What would you have done? Would you have stayed back in your home country? Would you have raised up? Let me know in the comment section. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you in my next one. Cheers.